Please welcome poet and author Emily Jungmin Yoon.
Hello. Is this working? Okay. First of all, I'm very honored to be here and share my poem with all of you. And before I read my poem, I'd just like to share a few words about my history with poetry. So, when I was 10, I didn't speak English very well, and I was teased a lot for my mispronunciations and misuse of many words. And I was anxious about my ability to communicate with myself. But looking back, I think that anxiety actually launched me into a very productive struggle with questions of identity and its relationship to language, the relationship between language and national belonging. So I fell in love with poetry because poetry is a space where grammar, its rules are destroyed, and the borders between languages are also pushed. They're not only pushed, but celebrated. And I could experiment and embrace my language. So I think that poetry built on empathy lets you know that you are never alone in the art, that even though a poem is born out of a very particular situation, in its powerful acrobatics of language, it lets other people know that there is community out there, that you feel this too. So I'd like to share my poem, Bell Theory, which is born out of these reminiscent meditations. Bell Theory. When I was laughed at for my clumsy English, I touched my throat, which said ear when my ear said year, and year after year I pronounced a new thing wrong, and other throats laughed. Elevator, library, vibrating bells in their mouths. How to say azalea, how to say forsythia. Say instead golden bells, say I'm in ESL. In French class, a boy whose last name is Kring called me Belle, called me by my Korean name, pronouncing it wrong, called it loudly, called attention to my alien. I touched the globe moving in my throat, a hemisphere sinking. Called me across the field lined with golden bells. I wanted to run and be loved at the same time. By Kring, as in ring of people. Where are you going? We're laughing with you. The bell in our throat that rings with laughter is called uvula, from uva, grape. A theory. Special to our species, this grape bell has to do with speech, which separates us from animals. Kring looked at me and said, "Just curious, do you eat dogs?" And I wanted to end my small life, be reborn a golden retriever of North America, lie on a field lined with golden bells, loved. Today, in a country where dogs are more cherished than a foreign child, an Oregon Senate candidate says no to refugees. Says years ago, Vietnamese refugees ate dogs, harvested other people's pets. Harvest as in harvest grapes, harvest as in harvest a field of golden rice, as do people from rice countries, as in people eat dog worlds. Years ago, 1923, Japan, the phrase jugoen gojitsen is used to set apart Koreans, say 15 yen, 50 sen. The colonized who used the chaos of the Kanto earthquake to poison waters set fire, a cruelty special to our species. A cruelty special to our species. How to say jugo, how to say gojit, how jugo sounds like die in Korean, how gojit sounds like lie, 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 library, azalea, library. I'm going to the library. I lied years ago on a field lined with forsythia. Thank you.